while we're doing updates here on Saturday, I've already done a video on the Audi twin turbo RS6 project. Make sure to check that out. It should be the previous video to this one, maybe, depending on how fast they upload. But Steve's LT1 Camaro behind us. We recently hired a new team member, Cody Walton. He's a 21-year-old guy, really ambitious, shows a lot of potential. We've been having him on our production stuff the past couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks of his, I guess his first couple weeks here. But our bender broke, and luckily we're far enough ahead on our tube front stuff where that didn't really hurt our sales or get anything back ordered. But we decided to turn him loose on a car project. And Steve's Camaro behind us here has been waiting patiently for some chassis work and stuff that we still had to get done. So I had already trimmed this Midwest chassis firewall to fit. It just needed to be cut and welded in. He already had the top part here done to his hood, his windshield, and all that stuff, so we just left that alone. But we trimmed the top part of the firewall off and got that in, and Cody really done a good job on that, getting that all welded in. Just stitch welded it across the top, made it look really clean. Patched up a couple of other holes in the firewall that Steve had made from the previous setups. Got the strut support bars. We let him go ahead and knock that out, and you can see he's really done a good job on Frenching those in the top of the towers, getting all this welded in. And where Steve had cut these front plates out, he made filler plates, notched it out for the strut top hat there, the bolt. But it really looks clean. He done an excellent job there. For those that don't know, we sell this strut support kit. It's a 45-degree bend and a 90-degree bend, and the bars are cut long so you can notch them to fit your A pillars, and these are also long where you can trim them to fit the way you want, because different cars, depending on how people cut stuff, they're going to need to be pushed back further or, you know, changed a little bit in height. So make sure to check that out on our website, rock-solid-motorsports.com. But Steve's combo is going to stay LT1. It's going to be basically a grub worm style motor. This is the mock-up engine he sent to us. I've already talked a little bit about that. We put this huge oil pan that he requested to be mounted on here, and it barely fits. But we've started the tube front kit. You can see our chalk line here. Cody started on it after he got these strut bars and stuff done. We've got one frame tube squared up. He comes in next week. He'll get the other one on. And then our tower bars would normally go out here, but since the fender skirts and everything's gone on his car, and we're just gonna trim everything we can out of this thing, we're gonna do it like we did grub worm and come from the outside this bar and go down to the frame bar. So it'll be stepped in just a little bit more of a custom, but still the same layout. Here we have elbow from Shear Fab. And we have a burst panel spacer from Tick Performance. Have the Wilson throttle body with the dual seal integrated there. And I only have one bolt holding this on because I could not, well, you can see it's not really got enough threads to even be holding it really. It's just on there more so from mock-up, and I'm probably just gonna sit that off there so it doesn't fall. But we have these burst panel spacers on the website as well. They're really trick set up. A little bit more of the firewall. There's still some sanding and stuff that's got to be done, but for the most part, that's that. So after we get the front end done here, we're gonna start on the turbo kit. For those that don't know, we've got this No Time 102 from Jose, big boy. That's what's going on this car. So all that stuff will begin shortly. I've still got some other stuff I really have to get caught up on. And while I'm talking about it, I'll show you this Mustang over here. I'm not gonna say a ton about it because it's one of them that it's a customer of Tick Performances, and they just needed a couple little things done to it. This Mustang has the entire powertrain stuff out of Jonathan's original car, the Trans Am here, that's all chopped apart. This is it's got their custom billet hat that they do up there, the two-piece deal with a burst panel. What we're doing to this car, the radiator had to mount a radiator in it, did the charge pipe. It's getting one of our fuel cells that we already make. We just had to change the location of the fitting where it would not hit the tire. And in the trunk here, we're gonna throw one of our vent tanks back here. So that's basically it. Jonathan brought this one actually before he brought Grub Worm down here, just for these few little items. And I told him that, you know, while I was waiting on stuff for other cars, I might could squeeze in an hour here and there and try to get it done for them. So this is a F1X setup. Got your dry sump, your fuel pump, two huge ProCharger blow-off valves. Get your Race Parts Solutions dual seal stuff, the high boost throttle body. This is a radiator that they provided. We got that mounted up over in the corner out of the way of the tire. But pretty sick setup. We're gonna try to run it this year. I've got to look at the cage today. I'm glad I'm making this video because I forgot about it until right now. I got to look over the cage and make sure it is suitable for 25.5, and we're gonna get the cage inspector down here maybe Monday to get this thing certified. And this car might be going back to Mississippi here in a couple of weeks once we get these tanks mounted up. So not a huge job, but one that had been promised to Jonathan since like last summer. So he finally brought it, and I just ain't had a chance to really talk about it much because it's not one that's going to be here very long. Just a couple little quick things. So anyway, that's your update on Steve's car and a little walk around of the Mustang there. So trying to remember if I've forgotten anything. I guess that's it. So next Saturday, more updates.